Every morning, a lion rises, knowing that if he doesn't run as fast as he can, he may not outrun his prey and might starve that night. Each morning, there is also a gazelle that is running for its life, knowing that if it does not outrun the lion, it may be dinner to someone who it did not see coming that could have been avoided if it had stayed woke up a minute sooner, or never slept at all. In high school, I was not the fastest, but I was graceful with my slow, inevitable running style, which was bound to fail. My coach did not want to hurt my feelings, so he called me Gazelle. For the sake of sales, I will not call this book Gazelle, Ahmadi's Lot, or Lion anything. However, I will paint you a picture of a young man who stepped on a boat full of party animals and wolves of Wall Street. This young man was not a painter, as was Leonardo, yet Da Vinci. A dreamer who painted pictures with words, used his pencil to stencil every curve. Of a young lady who he had left his homeland in search of. Her name was America. But by the time the steamboat was going, she became Miss Universe to him. Her. She was internationally known to all the tourists on the ship with dough, but to her number one fan, she was more of an icon. He, a troll. Now, before I get any deeper with the analogies and you get any more lost, let me skip forward and explain to you what happens to people who do not know when to stop trolling. Moreover, cannot stop buying stocks, gambling, or even being obsessed with another individual's legacy and create their own. They end up looking like the final scene of the movie Titanic and Trust. I've been there plenty of times. In this book, I will not talk about it in an internal or eternal reflection, so much as I will say that it is a climactic point that I believe we are facing today in the life of entrepreneurs. The internet hustler is making the street hustler obsolete in so many ways, to the point we all look dumb, just like those last members aboard the Titanic, and to the youth who are trying to have a better internet grind, or on the contrary, not have one at all. It was my sophomore year in college again. I was recruited by a stranger to join a telemarketing company. And I'm not even gonna lie. This guy seemed really weird. Pause. Now I'm going to explain a little bit something that I feel I need to explain of the story that I'm reading. This is Dollars Up, written by Aarao Cornelio, which is Italian, Portuguese for Junior. Aarao Cornelio Jr. So I began writing stories, as I explained in previous stories that I've written, approximately around 2018, 2017. With my memoir, Diary of a Glad Man, Think Like a Cop, Ounces to Pounds. This is the first one of my stories, the fourth installment of the collection of these, and there will be more. But this is the first one that's a fictional book. Everything else is based on a true story and more so autobiography. So, as I begin explaining in the fourth paragraph of the story, it was my sophomore year in college again. I'm explaining from my position, or somebody who would be in my position, right? Whatever character I'm trying to explain the point from. So there's going to be times where I explain the story from different characters' perspectives. So if you get lost, blame it on the heart and not the brain, and the fact that I'm still fairly new at writing stories from other people's perspectives and also just writing stories in general. As we continue on, this is paragraph 4, page 1 of Dollars Up, written by Aarao Cornelio. It was my sophomore year in college again. I was recruited by a stranger to join a telemarketing company, and I'm not gonna even lie. This guy seemed really weird. His whole vibe struck me as if he was jump out or something, but I had no reason to worry if he was police or not. He just seemed out of place for some reason. Later on, when we sat down while having a few beers, he explained to me that he was ex-military and had started his own business selling magazines door to door. He explained how this opened up to greater opportunities down the road when he met his upline director, whose name will remain anonymous, that is now a country singer in Nashville that made his first bulk of money doing construction work. What both of these men had in common was their passion for business and hard work. What brought them to me, according to my new bar friend, soon to be upline associate, was that they saw something in me that at that point I did not see in myself. I didn't see in myself. The ability to sell water to a well. See, up until then, I truly had little to no true experience in sales that could show how effective of a salesman that I could be. I've always exhausted my own supply of nugs. Yo, son, what's nugs? We. I have always exhausted my own supply of nugs when it came to the herb family and wouldn't know what to do if I had a scale right in front of my face. This was all about to change. You see, in Compton, where I'm from, dumb diddy dumb, there are 8 million stories. One of them about a boy hustler that was so young, he used to drive Jeep trucks with grown man boots on, so his feet would reach the gas pedal. All is to say, if there's a will, there's a way. When I think of the mental picture I get about a boy hustler as young as Age, that's the kid's name, Age, street legend, Age, 8 years old, when he began driving cars to bring home the bacon. I am reminded of how brave some people are in this business and how some others not last, because they have not acquired this understanding. There is not always a lane for some of us who have pioneer, legendary hustler skills like the young boy who they call Age. So somebody has to put on those size 13 Timbos, pick up the truck keys, and bring home the bacon. Like it or not, in those times, those primitive times, you had to chase your prey to eat, stalk your prey to reproduce, and fight to death to rule the land you inhabit. We call this philosophy stack or starve. This is a continuation of Dollars Up, written by Aarao Cornelio, edited by Beverly Black. This is a Stack Books Foundation LLC presentation in conjunction with Genius is Common. These days, there are a lot of potholes in the game though. A lot of fundamental principles missing. Now that society has advanced to the point where we don't have to be so barbaric, we should chill and enjoy our children's children, yet not all of us would be so civilized. You have young men who play Xbox all day with Call of Duty dreams and modern warfare motives, plotting on a victim to stick up that wouldn't flip a burger if you offered them a manager position. Then you got guys like me that been running on the same treadmill for years, going from McDonald's rapper to trap pastor. Couldn't keep a career if I had to invite people to my show, get them drunk enough to buy my merch. It was this crux that made me realize that I gotta get my ambition up in order to get my dollars up. Or, as my boy would say, take a risk I was not used to taking. A good conversation. See, this generation is not my generation. This generation is not only ruled with version, it is choosy, and sometimes it takes time to make a choice. To be an effective sales associate in these times, one not only has to possess the ability to sell without selling, possess the ability to reach without reaching. Assuredly, know how to lay your net in the right streams and don't pull them up until they're overflowing. So, what would you do if your present or future was like NES? NES. And the power was in your hands. For those of you who aren't familiar with NES, I'm going to explain it. Nintendo Entertainment System. Would you feed the machine with every quarter in your pocket so you could walk around with volumes of centerfolds in your phone's library of Playmates dating back to the 1920s to make a peanut butter jelly wallet sandwich? Would you lick your fingers, turn the page, remember the hustler's commandments, get the money first, then the power, the female? For real. Ask myself this question time and time again when the phone ain't ringing and my hotline not blinging. What would I do if I was living back in Frank Lucas time, when it was word of mouth or a payphone. You couldn't buy advertisement, but you had to know someone, though. The questions could go on forever. It began to strike me that the true source of my poverty was that I was afraid of success. See, with power comes great sacrifice, and privilege, great responsibility. You got to take the good with the bad. And one has to know when to cut their losses. Being a boss isn't easy. I learned this firsthand trying to assemble my first label in the late 90s. Timing is key. That was a time when a lot of folks were attempting to get in the door of the industry. And at that precise moment, it may not have been meaningful for me to be. Two things I had to learn: that a successful boss cannot be a decision maker who second guesses themselves, and a face of the brand who is not feared or commands respect from their fans and supporters. Business is business. Leadership is leadership. They're similar, yet different for these two reasons. In the game, they're leaders. But in business, when money is involved, there is no games. It's not necessarily a secret society. But the private matters of my clients, who are my most treasured customers, are in mine and their best interests to remain confidential. The way the morale of my company remains high. Knowing that everyone is not everyone's secret Santa, so I don't owe your kids nothing, and even if you are my fellow colleague, you don't owe me or mine anything. Lastly, petty money is, if we run out of money, not to be the source of never-ending toilet paper to cover all of our asses if we can't pay the parking meter when we could have caught the train to work. 2 train stops later. Hotline still not blinging. I meant to get off at Parsons. Now I'm back at Fulton Street on the F train, wondering, what if I didn't sleep until Brooklyn? Would I be having Four Seasons brunch with a different stunt, or still be eating the same Midtown lunch wearing Reebok pumps? I'm thankful now that I'm reaching my early 40s. When I wrote this book, I just was reaching my early 40s. That I know the answer to that. I'm thankful that the wonder years are over and it's time to just do it. I'm also thankful that I am through the what if syndrome, which is just as bad as the could've, would've syndrome. To get your dollars up, you simply just have to just get your dollars up. And to stay all the way up. Stay up. Sometimes you need a few extra hands to help you with your ladder. Otherwise, no one's going to be there to catch you when you fall or remind you to get it together when you're slacking. One's high horse can be a difficult thing to detach from, especially when you begin to think the horse is really part of you and not a separate animal praying for some time to relax from carrying you. I learned this profound fact in my relationship with one of my exes. There is a lip service that some women will put up with, even perfect substitute for manpower. When the phone ain't ringing, the hotline ain't blinging, which may feel like a great compromise to some of us men. But I'll just say this, the customer is always right. And although I tend to keep my business and pleasure separate at times, matters, I prefer to cater towards the opposite sex when I am providing them a service, and in so, I speak to them in a certain manner. I've been told by different bosses to find what works for me in some instances, and there are moments when I'm challenged to step out of my comfort zone and do what is good for the moment. Or the customer at that precise moment. Never did such a profound meaning to my job performance hit me until I began to sit down in my apartment at my work desk and get into my role as sales associate. See, one thing that a stylist knows more than anything is that in some jobs and areas in life, is necessary to fake it until you make it type of thing. I myself prefer to keep it real because in the genre of music I chose to orchestrate through my early teens, keeping it 100% authentic is mandatory. Authentic. Real. 100. But in my late 30s, early 40s, finding women to wear my clothes is necessary because if guys are reluctant to buy my CDs, just imagine me convincing them to buy my clothes. Now, female customers, when it comes to clothes, I may get a little lucky from time to time if I learn how to role play, but in a non-sexual way that is not too elaborate, but a language that is descriptive enough to express. Remember, emphasize, stress, businessman. Pots. My service is for everyone. And if you bank with me, your money will not be wasted. Other words, being a multifaceted sales associate always works out when dealing with a customer who may be interested in anything at any one given time. Other words, a woman. And being bi or trilingual not only tells her you understand the language of the type of client she is, but the kind of world which she operates in and may be using your services in. 3:15 a.m. I get a phone call from a number I don't recognize. It's morning, so my voice is hoarse. And the Southern Baptist hasn't kicked in to the donkey's rear yet. A lady asks if someone called her asking about apartment. That week, I had made a few calls about an apartment, yet number didn't look familiar. Message to McFly. In life, nothing is familiar. or shall I say, no two stones are alike. The psychologist in me should have registered in the man part of my brain that she was asking me about an apartment. It was 3:15 in the morning, a.m. So the ball at that point was in my court. Do I sell her an outfit in Alaska, or do I settle for Four Seasons lunch? It's an analogy. Pots. I now have what I call a nibble. Understand? So I may also be reluctant to drag this out for months. Message. Reference to what I said to the reader in the prologue about gambling habits, playing the stocks. What may start out looking like a client or a customer may be someone actually trying to sell me a dream as good as a perfect client I've been waiting for all night, as well as a perfect client I've been waiting for all night, or a perfect client I've been waiting for all night. Someone that looks like they can fit the bill, someone that looks sexy that will do just that. This is where one must learn to draw the line between client and customer, business and personal. If you don't, you may not know if the devil is wearing Prada or Timbos on any given Sunday. Again, I feel I'm going to stress that so some may gain this understanding that in New Jersey, where I'm from, dumb diddy dumb, there are 8 million stories there as well, also. And stick up kids, well, always out to tax. Sometimes flashing cash to dupe you into believing they want your service just to see how much you think your service is worth. By confirmation of your service fee and how much it wavers due to times. 5 o'clock in the morning. Where you gonna be? If it's outside in the corner, I hope we're selling apples and oranges and definitely not under the same nightlights. To prevent this, I found myself meditating a little more than in the past occurrences on future events that brighten up my mornings. Like payday and all things that lead to it. Any form of luck or good fortune I speak into existence. Any sort of well-wishing I hone to myself by appreciating what I have and being resourceful. Mostly by staying in touch with my more delicate side. I ain't say feminine, I said delicate side. By keeping a female by my side. As a male sales associate. See, a female is always capable of providing me with the information that I can use to get a better point of view, general idea of what the customer desires, how we as a company can best provide for our clients or customers' needs. One thing that hinders some males, sales associates, as it did me early on, was when we are presented with a male customer or client. Never forget your role. You only lose your place in the game If you forget, your foot, my foot, already in the door. Instead of being jealous of my customer because he's a guy, I should just chalk my losses, let my female partner, business partner, associate, take the wheel and make the sale. Close the deal. Finish him. While I find a female customer to keep the currency coming in, be versatile. Or just play the back seat and watch a woman get the job done while I learn a new way of salesmanship, craftsmanship, artisanship, entrepreneurship. Finish him. Including not only rely on my partner's energy, their grind as well. So what does this book speak to besides sex, murder, and mayhem? Mostly not being a part of my speech. I'm just gonna put it out there for everyone to read in bold letters. There are times when my social skills weak. If you want to be a successful associate, you have to have the gift of gab. That does not mean talk someone's ear off. That just means effective lip service. Have you ever had your lady completely ignore you when you want her to pay attention to you? Then you hear her claim you do the same, but you feel she should know why this may be happening? That's because relationships may be cat and mouse, even in business. Nevertheless, customer's always right. So, it may be advantageous in those situations. It may be advantageous in those situations to speak a little gentle, like a mouse, but stay hungry, like a wolf. Because you don't want to be the elephant in the room. I don't want to be the elephant as much as you, causing her to feel like a rattler, snake. When you and I are men, we should know what's shaking. So just dust your shoulders off, make sure your mic sounds nice, check your ones and twos, and sail your ship. Just be sure that it floats at least halfway to that paradise island. Because when shit hits the fan, if you're truly the captain, the rats always gonna come swimming back to you. Dollars up. $2.3 million later, I'm in the dream job of my life. I have a trophy wife, a luxurious house, and my neighbors are all players from the Himalaya. Yes. How did I get here so fast? Scratch your head for a minute. My mic sounds nice. Check one. I'm exaggerating. This part of the book, I'm going to leave to your imagination to picture what my life would be like if I took my own advice, built a lucrative construction company from start-up point, scratch. Point until I was able to sponsor young artists, models, athletes, entertainers, and their careers of choice is. All of this from my own headquarters in Nashville, Tennessee. right? I'm going to rewind that back for anybody that missed that. In the beginning, I was speaking of, it was my sophomore year, blah, 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 blah. And I met some guy who had his construction thing going on. He used to be a country singer. Now, as we continue on, dial is up. This part of the book I'm going to leave to your imagination to picture what my life would be like if I took my own advice. Pause. Off my shoes, on somebody else's shoes. You're me, I'm you. Imagine that. 2 interns whisper to themselves from the cuticle, yo, I can't believe the boss got a Harley fat boy sitting outside while we're all taking the bus to work. Those of you that don't know, Harley fat boy doesn't mean he, whoever I am playing, does not have a fat guy that owns a Harley. It's a kind of Harley. It's called a fat boy. It's a particular Harley. Particular parts. Do you need to know he's a country singer too? Do you know that he's a country singer too? No, Mary. I had no idea. I thought he was just our slave driver. Of course. I know he sings. What doesn't he do? The man writes our check, for Pete's sake. What doesn't he do? Yeah. True story. I heard he used to be a rapper when he was like a preemie in college and made it big when he decided to leave music for a while. Try luck in the labor force. Well, whatever he did, it apparently worked because he don't even look like he was ever the rapper type. I'll say. They all think he's like some charismatic holy roller. But he's just like the rest of us. I mean, them. He's a big boy that likes big toys and every now and then, hyphy. Well, what Life Road's mentorship? What is it? Mentorship? Ministries. Mentorship is doing for the community, building houses for the unfortunate, helping out the homeless and stuff. When did he start becoming interested in building churches, helping out the homeless and stuff? He's not. He's just doing it for the kids. I see the way he looks at you when you're crunching his numbers. He ain't nothing but a hound dog in his office. I ain't blind. Well, you may be, but if you don't snag him, somebody will. I thought he was happily married. Do you know any man with that much money on his plate that stays married for that long? It's only a matter of time. Someone's gonna snatch him. It might be you. Why you slobbering like that? I ain't slobbering. I'm crunching numbers. Listen to us. Now we sound like The Office. Well, we are, aren't we? Yeah, but we ain't in Canada anymore. We sure ain't. So how do we get out of this cuticle and into his pants? Fitch, I have no idea. Shh. I'm sure he got more down there in his wallet. I'm going back to work. You're gonna get me fired. The next day at the office, a group interview was being held in the conference room. A secretary brought everyone a pair of Beats Disciples headphones, which I had designed in college for promotional use only. Beats Disciples. As a gift for making it to the second round of interviews. One of the potential employees, who was an up-and-coming artist, also said, "Yo, these are dope. Can't wait to meet this guy. It's a freaking genius, bro. Just look at that Harley outside. Shit is badass." "Thank you," I said, as I walked into the room, and my Salvador Ferragamos didn't come easy. "Oh, I'm sure, boss," the young man said. "What's your name?" I asked. "Adam," he replied. "Well, Adam, tell me why you want to work for me," I said as I sat down on my illustrious swivel chair amongst 12 applicants. In the chairs. "Well, sir, all my life, I wanted to be a rapper. There's never been a moment in my life where I thought about doing anything different. Coming to Nashville is a huge chance to challenge myself. Think outside the box." "Good. Adam. And if rap doesn't work out?" "Well, I haven't thought that far," he answered. "Okay. Any other dreamers present that would like to share your backstory with us?" No one responded. "Good. I want the 12 of you to pair up and come up with your own individual marketing plan for the Beats Disciples headphones I gave you, and share your ideas with your partner. You have 5 minutes. Ready? Pause. I have to explain that Beats Disciples was a promotional, not anything like an attempt to infringe on anyone's copyright. As we continue on. You have 5 minutes. Ready? Yep. Everyone agreed. Begin. Secretary. Boss. Yes? Boss? Fire up the projector. Bring me everyone's resume. And as the projector began showing the backstory of the Beats Disciples headphones, compound word, applicants began discussing to themselves their ideas. Pause. So my inspiration for this little, where I got this, some people are like, yo, group interviews, where they do that at? Big cities, metropolitan cities, My experience being in group interviews myself. But, well, this is dollars up. You're up. I explained to each applicant that their resume looked good, and I was ready to hear their marketing plan for the headphones. I'm going to need each of you to put your name on a piece of paper and put it in the hat, which my secretary, Lucille, is bringing around. Everyone agreed, did as I said. Then Lucille brought the hat to me. Nancy. Yes, sir? You're first. Okay, she said bashfully. Who's your partner? Jared, she said. Okay, what did you and Jared come up with? Well, me and Jared thought the best way to market the headphones would be to host a festival at the beginning of each summer with a different headliner each year topping the last. That's good, I said, as I dug through the hat for the next name. Emily, you're next. Who's your partner? Rebecca, she responded. Okay. I'm listening. Rebecca and I decided that it would be good for the brand if the company found a public figure like a famous DJ or producer to endorse the headphones in a commercial that can be aired on TV or the radio. Not bad, I confirmed. After asking the same question to each of the remaining pairs, I said to the group, each of your ideas were good and will be taken into consideration during the hiring process, and we'll see. Afterwards, Lucille escorted everyone to the lobby as I explained to her, hold all calls for the rest of the day. I'll be cutting out early for a dinner date with my wife. When me and my wife arrived at the restaurant, the waiter took our order, and we began to converse about our day over a bottle of wine. So, how was the day at the office? She asked. My wife. The office was fine, I replied. Just a bunch of interviews. Did you see any future yous in the building? There's a couple impressive applicants, I said. That's good, honey. Anyone make the cut? She asked. Nah, not yet. I still have a lot of resumes to go through. And that's why I love you, babe. Well, thank you. I protect you. How was your day? I asked my wife. It's great, she responded. I should be up for a raise soon and paid vacation I've been waiting for. It's excellent, babe. Can't wait till we don't have to put in these long hours and could just lounge in the sun. As we continue on, this is Dollars Up, written by Aarao Cornelio. I feel you, babe. We almost there. Remember what I told you. Behind every man is a strong woman that loves him, that is his backbone. You're right, babe. And I love you so much because of that. Aw, honey, that's the sweetest thing you said tonight. See, you can be romantic when I drag it out of you. What are you saying? I'm just saying, babe, you rarely say nice things to me anymore. Like, you're always talking about the office, and you hardly ever ask me how my day went. How'd your day go? I said sarcastically. Haha, very funny. What? Does this mean we aren't making no love tonight? I think I lost my appetite. I think I lost mine too. Thanks a lot, she said. What I meant to say was, oops, too late, she replied. Come on, big head, before I leave your ass at this so-called restaurant and you don't get any booty for real. You don't have to tell me twice. Check, please. When we got outside, we started to head to the car when we were concerned. Pause. When we got outside, we started to head to the car, where we were cornered by a thuggish character with his hands in his coat poking toward us, demanding for my wallet. We don't want no problems, man. You got it, man. It's yours, I said. Just as I was about to hand him my wallet, one of the applicants from earlier showed up and hit the guy in the back of the head with his laptop. And this jack boy passed out as we skirted away to safety, where we called the police to make a police report about the incident. Wait a minute, I said. Aren't you one of the guys I interviewed later? Or aren't you one of the guys I interviewed earlier today? Yep. Oh, honey. What's your name again? Adam, sir. That's right. Honey, this is Adam. Adam the rapper. Very nice to meet you. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you showing up with your laptop, we would have been got. How can we ever repay you? No need, he said. You would have done it for me. Say, Adam, how would you like to begin working for me tomorrow? That would be badass, sir. Well, consider the job yours. That's awesome, sir. Thank you. I won't let you down. All right. After the police got the info, we parted ways with Adam and headed home. Babe, she said. What's good, Ma? That was crazy how your new employee showed up to the rescue like that. Yeah, right? I was glad to recruit him. I'm proud of you, honey. Proud of me for what? How you didn't freeze up during the situation, and through it all, you did not let your pride prevent you from rewarding a young man who saved both of our lives. That's dope. I guess I just thought it was the least I could do in that situation. You'd have done the same. Yeah, I guess I would have. At my job, there's this bitch that's like in competition with me for the lead supervisor's position that I can't let get leverage on me. When I become lead supervisor, I will pull more females up. But for now, I gotta think about myself. Is that selfish? I guess it just depends on how you look at it, I said. Why you ask? I just think that it's pretty noble hiring that young man back there. Thanks. But can we stop talking about my new employee and skip to the vacation part? Where do you want to go when you get this little vacation of yours? I'm not sure, baby. We haven't been to Miami in a while. Yeah. Miami would be cool. Well, before we pull on to our street, is there anything we should pick up at the store for the night? I'm good, babe. If you run out of cigarettes, I'll have Juanita pick some up from the bodega. Cool. We get to the house in a whiz. I was eager to get to my study so that I could listen to a demo for an artist I was considering signing to my label. Wifey was in the mood for making love, so I headed straight to my study when we got home and let her lock up. As I sat down, the scene from earlier tonight kept replaying in my head. I'll be up after I listen to this demo. You alright? She said, I'm gonna run some bath water. You can join me when you're ready. Thanks, babe. Said as I gave her a kiss and hit play on the CD player to start the demo. From the intro, I was already bobbing my head. The music was deaf to the point I had to play it at least 100 times before going to sleep that night. But I eventually did. The next morning at the office, I had Lucille buzz Adam into my office. "Morning, sir. Have a seat, buddy. I wanted to personally thank you again for saving me and my wife's life the other night. Like I said, it was nothing. So, you're a rapper, aren't you?" "Yeah, sir." "Then why did you apply to the label office when you could work directly with artists in A&R in the studio?" "Well, sir, I guess I didn't think I was ready." "Well, I do." "What do you think of this guy?" I asked as I hit play on the demo I was listening to the night before. His head was bobbing immediately. "This joint knocks. Who is this?" "This is the artist that I want you to manage." "Okay." "Do you have any issues handling the job?" "Nope." "That would be the shit, sir. I mean, I'll take the offer." "Good. The artist will be at the label later today to discuss signing a contract, and I want you to present the possibly welcome him to the label and get the ball rolling while the product is hot." "No problem, sir. One question. Ask. When will I get my chance as an artist?" "One step at a time, Adam. Your time is coming soon. Let me see how things play out with this new artist that I want you to work with. I want to get you ghostwriting first, secure your position in your career for the longevity, build up some rapport, then we'll see about some features." "It's the image, isn't it?" "Nah, my friend. It's timing. Timing is everything. You're doing good right now, building a foundation, establishing rapport at the label. Let's just do things one at a time." "I got you, boss." "Good. Be in the conference room at 2 p.m. That's when the artist is due to show up. Remember, you could be the driving force behind this guy's future career with us and possibly be next." "No problem, sir. I don't mind being on the back burner for a while." "Good. See you then." "Bet." Pause. Side note. Some of you may not have realized the transition from when Adam applied for the job, because if you were paying attention, you remember that the job that he applied for was more so, one would assume, a job either in construction or at a marketing firm. What it does is fast forward to a time where the guy begins to branch off, start other ventures, start a label for a rapper who, Adam, had the opportunity to A&R for and potentially be next from building the rapport with his boss, doing other things. Fast forward to the future as we continue on. This is Dollars Up, written by Aarao Cornelio. Italian, Aarao Cornelio Jr. Sure. As 2 p.m. came, a blunt-reeking rapper came in the door with a honey on each arm and another goon-looking fellow who I'll guess was a security. Welcome to Stacks for Life. The label. Lucille, my secretary, said, "Have a seat and the CEO will be in to join you in just a minute." After being alerted that the artist was in the building, I met with them in the conference room. Surely enough, Adam was there, as was the rest of the label reps, and I shook hands with the guy and welcomed him to Stacks for Life. He said, "Blessing to be here, sir. So you the big dog writing the checks?" "Yep, that would be me," I said. "How did you get to be such a player in the game like you are?" "Well, telemarketing actually, but it's neither here nor there. Let's talk about your music. How would you like to sign with Stacks for Life?" "I'm with you till the wheels fall off, man. I just want to get heard. I've been in the ghetto too long." "I feel you, man. This is Adam. He raps as well. If you sign, he will be your A&R. Cool, baby. I'm with that. So where do I sign?" As we continue on, picking up where we left off, this is Dollars Up, written by Aarao Cornelio Jr. Aarao Cornelio Jr. "How would you like to sign with Stacks for Life?" "I'm waiting, man, till the wheels fall off, man. I just want to get heard. I've been in the ghetto too long." "Feel you, man. This is Adam. He raps as well. If you sign, he'll be your A&R. Cool, baby. So where do we sign?" Lucille gave the young man the contract to overlook and sign at his own discretion. Without hesitation, the artist immediately signed the contract and handed it back to Lucille and said, "What's next?" "Well, what's next? Welcome to Stacks for Life. That's what's next. Lucille, bring us some champagne." Lucille went to the office, grabbed a bottle of champagne, popped the cork, and like that, the freight train started rolling. The look on Adam's face let me know that although he was excited to be riding this roller coaster, something did not sit right with the artist who called himself the Pharaoh. And it showed. All the excitement at the office had my old ass ready to retire to clock out. Oh no, so tired I'm ready to clock out. So I left the conference room after all the signing ceremonies and after writing him a check for joining the family. The day went fast. Eventually I found myself sitting at the dinner table with my wife, who I longed to see to share the news about the artist. "Honey, you're never gonna believe this. You know the demo that I couldn't stop listening to all last night and this morning? You signed them," she replied. "Yep. How did you know I was gonna say that?" "Because I know you. As long as you know what you're doing, I got your back. I got a good feeling about this artist. I think we can bank on his material. Shit is fire, babe. But what about Adam? Did you listen to his material yet? I made him A&R over this project so he could get his feet wet first. That was a good idea. Don't you think he may be a little jealous? Nah, he said. I said. He can handle it. Besides, it's not my place to father him. If he wants the job, he knows what he has to do. Yeah. I was checking to see if you remembered yours. What do you mean? I just got a good feeling about Adam. That's all. You should give him a try. I will, babe. So you still headed to your mother's for the evening? Yeah. Tell her I said hello. Are you still planning to play basketball with your cousin and them? Yep. So, meet up later? That's cool. I love you. Love you. Kisses. You know, I got you, babe. I don't know what I would do without you, she said. I feel the same. Why do you say that, though? That guy that tried to rob us the other night really scared me. Yeah, I was shook too. I'm just saying be careful out there. Since the label is getting bigger, it seems like more money, more crazy people in our life. True story. I'll be good. Okay, babe. See you at the house. See you. Riding in my car on my way to the basketball court, I threw in the Pharaoh demo and I began daydreaming of the future of Stacks for Life with the rapper The Pharaoh and the headliner. He seemed to fit the image of the label perfectly. Was I going to be able to handle him? I kept thinking to myself. The event from the other night shook me up to the point I considered joining the gym again to take self-defense class to get my confidence back. I was lucky Adam was there, I thought, and I can't let that happen again. Not in front of my lady like that. I'm gonna have to get my confidence back, I thought as I pulled up to the courts. Basketball courts. Sup, cuzzo? My cousin yelled from the basketball court as he saw me pull up. I got out, we dapped up and said, "There go my cuzzo, the CEO. You gonna play the demo you've been telling me about all day?" "No doubt. Come check this shit out," I said as I pressed play. Oh, shit. Yo, this shit is jamming, cuz. What's his name? He calls himself the Pharaoh. Okay. Yeah, that shit is rocking. When you gonna sign him? He signed today. Oh, shit. My cuz got his first rapper. Good shit, cuzzo. The R&B shit really working for you, but it's time to expand. True story. Let's ball. I haven't bust your ass in a minute on the court. Serve up. We balled for hours at night. After 3 straight games to my cousin, we decided to call it a night. Damn, cuz, haven't seen you ball like that all my life. I'm your big cousin. You alright? I guess you got all the good genes when it comes to hooping, cuz. Good game, though. That ain't what I mean. I know that. I'm just saying. Each game you came really close to beating me. What made you think you can see me like that? The other night, me and my wifey, we almost got robbed. Son. Your word? After the restaurant, and we was like saved by like one of my new employees who hit him over the head with his laptop. His laptop? His laptop. Cuzzo bust out laughing, said, maybe he should be a rapper. He is. Oh God. Yo. Stick to the like Pharaoh, whatever. Palavra. Good money. I'm having them work together. Okay. Let me know how that turns out. I got you, cuz. We dapped up. I headed home. When I got there, wifey was still at her mother's house, so I decided to call up one of the R&B artists I had signed a year earlier to the label. See how she would feel about working with the Pharaoh on a collaboration for his debut album with Stacks for Life. Lady Godiva. This is Stacks. So as I remember now, pause, side note, Stacks is the main character. He's the guy that was the country singer, that was a construction worker, that got the telemarketing company and eventually became the label owner, who hired Adam during the telemarketing phase and also signed the Pharaoh. He's the main character. Adam is a supporting character. That's Stacks. So, Lady Godiva, this is Stacks. Oh, what's up, Stacks? Sorry I am late on the song. That's not why I called. Oh, what's up? I'm calling to see if you willing to work on another track with a new hip-hop artist that I signed. Your deadline is not until next week for your song, so what do you think? Oh, sure. When you need me in the studio? Tomorrow. I'll have his A&R, Adam, get a hold of you to arrange the studio sesh with the two of you. He'll be present also. Bet. The next night at the studio, Lady Godiva, the R&B singer, showed up, as did the Pharaoh and Adam, A&R. They kicked it off great and made a track that Adam said would blow the demo track off the water. When can you be down at the studio? Adam texted me. These fuckers are burning the booth down, he said. It's alright to smoke in the studio. That's not what I mean, sir. I think we got a hit. Oh, it's alright to smoke in the studio. That's not what I mean, sir. I think we got a hit. You got a hit. Platinum? I asked. Yo, double platinum, he said. I'll be right there. When I got there, the studio was filled with chronic smoke. Let's hear it, I said. The engineer hit play on the track. I will not lie, the song could compete with Method Man and Mary J's You're All That I Need record. how well they blended together. Sounds like you guys got a hit. Let's celebrate. Lucille, bring us some champagne. So we popped champagne, smoked weed, and proceeded to mix the track all night. I was even late to the office the next day. When I walked into the label, my secretary, Lucille, looked at me awkwardly, said, "Is everything okay, sir?" "Everything's great," I responded. "Sorry, sir. I just never seen you high before." "I just started last night." "Wow. What was the occasion?" "I think our new artist and Ms. Lady Godiva got a platinum hit on their hands." "That's great, sir. Would you like a coffee?" "Yes, Lucille." "One sugar, one cream." "Is that all, sir?" "No. Buzz up Adam. Buzz Adam up." "Yes, sir." No later than 5 minutes, Adam rushes into the office. "Yes, sir." "Adam, I think I'm going to give you a raise." "Already?" "Well, you saved my life and my wife's life, and you already got the key behind what is going to, I believe, be a platinum selling record." "Damn, sir." "I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything. Just enjoy the raise." "I sure will, boss." "Just shocked. I did not know things would move so fast." "Stick with me, kid. You're next." "Yes, sir. I can't wait to show you what I got, sir." "I'm sure." "Lucille, show Adam his new office. Hold all my calls until tomorrow. I'm going to show Adam my old neighborhood." "Really?" "Yep. Adam, grab your coat. I'm going to show you my old neighborhood." "No problem." "Lucille, after Adam gets his coat, show him to my car. I'll be outside waiting." "Yes, sir." At once, Adam and Lucille left the office for the adventure, and I headed down to the car to prepare for the trip. Adam soon joined, and I started the car, and we were off. As I took him through the poor neighborhoods of Nashville, Tennessee, I began to paint a picture of my life long before music. He said, "I thought you grew up on the East Coast." "I did, Adam. But when I got down here, I was still broke, chasing a dream like the rapper, the Pharaoh, Palavra." "So what changed?" "All of it. Well, my wife, Adam. Before I met her, I wasn't really happy. I enjoyed making music, but I had no real solid income coming in. So I busted my ass as a telemarketer till I made enough money to start my construction company, which brought me the bread that I needed to create Stacks for Life. There it is." "What's that?" "That's the apartment we lived in when we arrived in Nashville." "That raggedy old place?" "Yep. That's where Stacks began." "Wow. What made you go from wanting to rap to being behind the scenes?" "Well, my friend, Behind the scenes is where all the action happens. You get to see the artist grow, relive your moments through each one vicariously. Do you see yourself in me? I do. I don't see how. You really impressed me with the Pharaoh and put me second in line. The Pharaoh is an artist. You're an A&R. To be an A&R, you must be able to handle many responsibilities, almost like being a CEO. One day, I'll give you all this up to live a quieter life with my life. I'll give you all this. I'll give it all up just to live a quieter life with my wife, Michelle. My wife, Michelle. I'm gonna have to pass on my company to someone who's responsible enough to handle the kind of duties I perform every day. Someone like the Pharaoh not ready to handle the responsibility, those kinds of responsibility yet. He's a great artist. I hope we make great money together. But you went to college. One day, you may be both an artist and CEO. But for now, I need you to ride my coattails for a while so I can show you the ropes. Really? Really? Wow. That's a major compliment. No problem. So this is where you lived before Stacks. Yep. I can't wait to hear all about it. Well, it was lonely at first. What do you mean? I thought you moved here with your wife. My wife was my neighbor. She was attending the community college downtown and lived next door. So you were a telemarketer? Yeah. Wow. I hate those people. I know. I did myself till I became one. Don't become one. Just hustle like one. What do you mean? I mean, grind as if rap will not be around forever. Why? Because it might not. I don't get it. I mean, for you. I thought you said that you see yourself in me. I do. I also said timing is everything. Once I was in your shoes, now I'm living vicariously through the artists that I signed to my label, sort of. You mean you'll never rap again? I mean, I'm 40 years old. And I realize the odds of people listening to a 40-year-old rapper forever are slim. I had to find other sources of income to survive. So do you. We're in a marathon. The clock is ticking. Hopefully, you will never have to worry about growing old with no pension plan. Some of us do. Certainly not you, sir. Well, not exactly. But I have 1,000 growling stomachs, and for me, money actually is a thing. 'Cause I know any bad investment could be my last investment. You're right, sir. I won't let you down. Good. That's what I brought you on this ride for. So you can see how easily it is to fall from the top and have to start from scratch if you aren't taking care of business at all time. Right, he replied. So what's on the resume? Agenda for tonight. I want you to tag along with the Pharaoh tonight. He has a studio session, and the first project that you worked on with him was a hit. I want you two to vibe again, see what you come up with. That was all Lady Godiva, if you ask me, he said. I put in my pointers here and there, but that was all them. I'll be there, but I can't take all the credit of what those two worked so hard on. That's very honest of you. That's why I admire you. You're honest. What time is the studio sesh, sir? 7, I said. And please, don't call me sir. Call me Stacks. No problem. Stacks. 7 p.m. came around, and the studio again was filled with chronic smoke as they began pounding out a hit. The Pharaoh was flashing money and his new jewelry as Adam watched in awe, as if he were in an outer body experience. Check out your man, the Pharaoh, said his sidekick. Old boy, look like he want to spit something. What you got, white boy? Adam blazed them all with a freestyle. He looked like he had been holding back the whole time. Where did that shit come from, boy? You fuck around and might have to get on the track. You serious, man? Hell yeah, fool. Spit that shit again. So he began spitting again to the beat. Damn, fool. You ripping the track. You think you got 16 or something? They call me Mr. 16s. Go ahead, fool. Drop some. If it's fire like that, I want you on the track. So Adam hopped in the booth and tore it down again. The Pharaoh was so blown away, he put him on the track and they began to make another hit. I was at the dinner table with my wife, Michelle, when I got the call from the studio. Mr. Stacks. Yeah, I think we got another hit. Platinum? Double. I'll be right there. Honey, where you going? To the studio, I replied. I think we got another hit. Oh, God, she said. Another rapper night? All right. I'm going to spend another night at my mother's. I'll be back late. Don't wait up. Be careful, honey. I will, babe. Love you. You too. Always. As soon as I got to the studio, I was shocked to see Adam in the booth, but my head was bobbing nevertheless. Okay, this that heat, I said. That's you, Adam? Yup. Stacks? Damn. You official. I told you, he said. That's when the Pharaoh began developing hate in his tone. Yeah, Stacks. Wait until you hear the God's verse. The Pharaoh's verse was next, and as anticipated, the track was a hit. Adam, give me a bottle of champagne off the studio shelf. I think we did it again. Sure thing, Stacks. Another night of partying in the studio commenced. The next day at the office, the team was celebrating the success of the Pharaoh's first 2 hit records. The Pharaoh was in the building as usual, flashing his money and jewelry as Adam played the track in the background, with a huge smile on his face as he celebrated his first major breakthrough. How does it feel? I asked the team. Everyone agreed that this was going to be huge for the label. Great. I'm going to need everyone on the team to stay motivated. We got a huge project on our hands. We got to keep the momentum going so we can make this platinum selling album. Double. Everyone followed up with comments of assurance, letting me know that we're all on the same board with pushing this album with as much energy as possible. The Pharaoh said, "I have a speech to give," as he yelled for Lucille to bring in a bottle of champagne, as if he was not drunk enough already. Lucille looked at me to receive confirmation. "It's okay," I said. "Get a bottle." As Stacks for Life's first hip-hop artist, I would like to say I am glad to be on the team, and I promise to do nothing but numbers with y'all till the wheels fall off. Hear, hear. We toasted to the success of the label, and I went back to my office. As I was in my office, that's my other office, that's the other office, no more than a few minutes later, when Lucille paged me, letting me know there had been an outburst in the office, that's the other office, and she had to have security usher the Pharaoh out of the label conference room for being too drunk. I said, "Thank you, Lucille. Is everything under control?" "Yes, sir." "Page Adam, and I want to see you and him in the office immediately." "That's what I mean, Adam." "No, that's what I mean, sir." Adam had to be rushed to the hospital. "Is everything okay?" "Yeah, slight concussion," the doctor said. "He'll be all right." "What happened?" "Your artist knocked out your A&R because he thought his verse was better." "What? What hospital was he at?" "He's at Nashville Medical Center in town. Would you like me to hold your calls?" "Yes. Have a car out front ready to take me to Nashville Medical." "Yes, sir." As soon as I got to the hospital, I was met with Adam's family, who was in the waiting room. I hugged his mother, apologized to her for the whole event. She said, "It's not your fault. It's that damn rap music that got him into this. I told him it was a bad idea." "Hi, Mom," Adam said, as he walked out with a black eye as big as an 8-ball jacket. The doctor said that it was not a mild concussion after taking x-rays. He said, I just took a mean blast to the face and will be all right with a prescription of ibuprofen. Adam, I want you to take the week off. I will deal with the Pharaoh when he sobers up." "You sure?" "Definitely. You did not deserve this, and I will not tolerate this sort of behavior at the label." "Thank you, sir. Don't worry about your job. It'll be there when you get on your feet again." "Damn, kid. That's ugly, though. Who taught you how to swing?" "You're making a joke about my son's black eye." "Mom, this is my boss. He's just making light of the situation." Oh, I'm sorry, son. I thought you were one of those rappers. No, man. That's okay. I'll make sure that this kind of shenanigan does not occur ever again. Thank you so much, Mr. Stacks. My son is all I have, and I do not want to lose him to some street thug. Yes, ma'am. After leaving the hospital, I tried calling the Pharaoh from my direct line until I got home to my wife with no success. What's wrong, honey? She said as I walked through the door. You know my new artist, the Pharaoh? He knocked out his A&R at the label because he had a better verse on his second hit. You mean Adam guy? How'd you know? Because I know you. And I knew you were eventually going to give Adam a try. That's terrible. Is he okay? Yeah, just got a mean black eye, that's all. The doctor prescribed him ibuprofen. Well, how is that going to affect the chemistry in the studio? I gave him a week off, honey. That's not long enough. I'm going to put him in charge of my R&B artist Lady Godiva's projects from now on. That's a good idea. Will they see each other at the label? I'm going to talk to him tomorrow when he comes into the label for a meeting for his album. Are you going to be okay, honey? Yeah, he just needs an ego check. Maybe a reminder that this is work and not the streets anymore. Be careful, babe. I don't want anything to happen to you. I'll be alright. Oh, baby. Love you so much. Let's go to bed. Okay, honey. I'll be right with you. So, upstairs she went and I followed right after. I locked up for the night. After. The next following day at the label, I had Lucille send in the Pharaoh. Again, he showed up, reeking of chronic, counting a wad of money as he entered my office. Sup, Stacks? What's up is you can't be knocking out your A&R and showing your rear at the label. Calm down, Mr. Stacks. We're just fucking around and I apologize for showing my ass. I just been drinking all day and I thought your man was disrespected the God, that's all. One more outburst like that and I'm firing you from the label. What do you mean? One more outburst and you're dropping me from the label. I'm your breadwinner. That other sucker wouldn't be shit without me. Matter of fact, neither would you. So I'd be careful who you side with. Is that a threat, my guy? You can take it how you want to. Just know who the hotter commodity is, that's all. I'm saying, as he stormed out of my office, with me trailing him. Just remember who brought you in, my guy. I brought myself in, he yelled, and I don't have a problem working without you. Oh yeah, I said. Big facts, he said, as he turned around to call me and my team all suckers before he left the building. What are you gonna do now? Lucille asked. We'll be fine. I know that. Sorry, sir. What do you want me to do if he comes back? By the looks of it, he may not be coming back. What do you mean, sir? What I mean is, I am just as lost as you on this one for the moment. I'm hoping that he gets his act together and remembers who's his boss. Be careful, sir. This guy is kinda hot-headed and I heard he is really about that street life. That's why we have security, Lucille. Yes, sir. Let me know if he comes back. I'll be in my office. Office. I was so tired from the recent events, I fell asleep in my office chair and had a flashback of the night me and my lady got robbed. Just when I thought we were done for, here comes Adam with his laptop. As soon as he cracked the thief in the head with his computer, I woke up slobbering on my desk. Adam, I thought. Lucille? Yes, sir? Hold my calls. I'm gonna go visit Adam, see how he's recovering. Yes, Mr. Stacks. Then I called my wife and told her I will be late for our dinner meeting and that I was going to visit Adam at his house. She said, "That's so sweet, babe. I'll see you when you get home." Okay, babe. When I got to Adam's house, he came to the door holding an ice pack to his face with his head down. Damn, that fucker really got you, didn't he? Yeah, it's alright. You'll get him in the long run. What do you mean? You want me to fight him? No, not at all. Remember what I told you about timing being everything? Yeah. The Pharaoh is not thinking about his future. You are. That's why you held me back, isn't it? How did you know that I held you back? Wait. That's why you held back, isn't it? How did you know that I held back? I know you, well, I know myself and what I would do in your situation. What's that? Walk away? I feel like such a sucker, and that is why one day they're gonna call you sire. Why is that? I'm firing the Pharaoh from the label. He's too reckless. I can see where things will lead if I don't sever ties with him now. He already thinks he's more important than the team. He even had the audacity to threaten me. Damn. Yep. It's just a bad look for the company. If we keep having outbursts in the office like that, we have some really important partners and they might withdraw and not want to continue to share a building space with us if they have to worry about their safety. Besides, the label is doing good with the R&B acts we already have. I feel you, sir. What about making me as an artist? You are an artist. I mean, signing me. We'll see. Don't you like your position as artist and rapport anymore? I can handle it. I just have a lot that I want to get off my chest. I actually been recording in my personal studio since I've had all this time to kill not working for you at your office. Let me hear some. I've been waiting for you to say that, Adam said.